That's not rolling, is
No,
it?
that's fine.
My name's Dustin Prinz. I just turned 30, and I am a full-time musician here in Oklahoma City. I'm originally from West Point, Nebraska, which is about 75 miles north of Omaha. I started playing the guitar when I was 14, and it was because I heard the band Blink-182, of all bands, yes. And I got a Kramer electric guitar, and I started rocking out on the Kramer and playing Metallica songs during halftime of basketball games, and I thought I was awesome. And from there, I went and watched a Metallica concert in Kansas City one year with my brother and my mother and my father, and Days of the New opened up for Metallica, and there was like 5 guys on stage with acoustic guitars, and they were rocking out and shredding, and I was like, yeah! I was like, I totally need to get an acoustic guitar, because Travis Meeks was like the hugest. It was like a buzz for me to see him, you know, just using a pick, but doing all this weird, cool patterns and stuff. So I guess I was probably 16 at that point. Yes, I had a band called Acoustic, and we played all the time. We were okay, and I did that all the way into college. And then from college, I met a couple other musicians, and we started a new group called Another Band. We traveled west and slept on couches, played shows when we could to make enough money to get by, and then eventually moved into Fort Collins, Colorado, where we settled there for quite a while. The first year I was there, we lived in a garage, and we survived entirely off of music and Red Bulls, ramen noodles, and chicken nuggets, and I slept in a sleeping bag on a cement floor. That was 9 months. And then we finally got enough money to actually move into our own band house out in the country. It was County Road 54, right next to the Budweiser plant. It was awesome. We had the luxury of being able to practice and play into the wee hours, and it was an awesome experience. I think we lived there for 3 years. We had a big burn barrel outside, so we would all throw stuff in there and start it on fire by the field and sit around and play guitars, write songs. We did an EP and an album together, which are still available floating around online. It was some good stuff. So yeah, I was in Colorado, Fort Collins, for 7 years. So at this point, I left Colorado, and I had no options left because I had just lost my job, very little money. And so usually what you do when you're in that position is you move into your parents' basement. So I lived with my parents for 6 months, and man, am I grateful for that. It helped me get my bearings and shit all lined up again. And being kind of to the point where, you know, I have my tail between my legs, because I feel like my career and my music and everything was kind of, you know, in pieces, I decided to actually start doing an album for myself, and started cutting the tracks for that while living with my parents. And then my brother was like, hey dude, we're moving to Oklahoma. I moved to Oklahoma, and my brother and sister-in-law were very welcoming, and they were like, dude, you can totally crash here and kind of play your music out and try to get a start and see how people respond to it. So I've been playing music in Oklahoma now for about 4 years. I would say close to 3 years of it I've been playing live and actually really focusing on it. And the music scene, there's a lot of musicians locally that I kind of look up to as well, which has led me to stick around longer than I anticipated. But I'm currently in the process of working on an album. I've been releasing singles every couple months or so. Right now, I have managed to get out of Oklahoma a little bit. I've played some shows in Austin, Texas, which were rather cool. A few weeks ago, I played in the Woodlands outside of Houston. I'm going to be back there at the end of the month. On the 22nd, I'm actually super excited. I was picked by the NAMM committee this year, which NAMM 2013 If anybody knows what that is, I'm not going to explain it, but it's happening in Anaheim, California, and I was chosen to play on the center stage. My best show to date? My best show to date, unfortunately, has not been in Oklahoma. It was in West Point, Nebraska, my hometown, and it was an awesome experience. There were a ton of people, school teachers that I had in high school, old friends and stuff, and they were all there to watch me play, so I totally fed off the energy, and we all had an amazing time together. That's what's going on. Thanks for listening, and that's a wrap.